Okay, so thank you, lovelies, and little test. Okay, you can probably see me okay, and we'll start by seated as we usually do, and yeah, it's not going to be. I think last time, 2 weeks ago now, we did something that it was like fairly. We got quite energetic, so I don't feel like it's going to get as energetic as that, but it will. But still, I've got lots of kind of like things I want to try out and stuff. So hopefully everyone's feeling all right. And I couldn't chat in the box of you how you're feeling, and just look after your bodies and whatever it is you've got. I know that some of us have like issues with our hips and things, so just do be careful, because you don't want to leave this this class, starting today with kind of more aches than you came in with. So yeah, do be careful and have a nice time. Enjoy yourself. Feedback after is great for me. Helps me a lot. Okay, so let's start. We won't start with hands at heart center. Let's just start with our hands on our knees if we were in cross-legged, and don't forget you can use a blanket or anything like that to prop you up. And we'll just start by taking a moment to center, bring ourselves into the room. And begin to feel the gentle lifting starting from your base. So your base, you can always put your hands here if you want to. You can move your hands to your kind of like base area, down by your pubic bone, and then round about the kind of womb area if you're a woman. And feeling, you can touch your index fingers together and your thumbs together and create a lovely little womb shape. And feeling the grounding down from this base area here. And then gently moving this mudra, which is with your fingers together, up to maybe around about the solar plexus area above the navel. And feeling the lifting. So you're slowly kind of like lifting your spine as you're moving your hands up. You're bringing attention to that area of the spine. And remembering your breath is involved. So lovely deep breaths as you move your hands up. So at the moment they're still at the solar plexus. And then we could move them to the heart. And let's bring them into the Namaste mudra, so Anjali mudra at the heart. As we open up the shoulders, open up the chest. And gently bringing the hands in Anjali mudra still to the throat area. So what's lovely about this is we can gently lift the head a little bit, lift the chin a tiny bit so that you're not pushing it back, but you're just holding it up so you're not dropping your head forward. Just opening up the head and lifting with the fingertips. And feeling the elongation of the cervical spine, that's your neck area. Lifting with your hands there. And then gently bringing the hands up to the third eye area, the Anjali mudra. Ajna, which is your third eye center. And feeling lifting. So notice your shoulders may need to drop away from the ears. And your elbows might want to stretch out so that you have a straightening here. There's a kind of, you're holding your, you're holding this posture with integrity. You might want to open up your fingers a little bit more, so you're stretching your fingers away from each other. And I mean the index fingers, the middle finger, the ring finger, little finger are all still together, the thumb all still together, but you're opening up between the fingers. You're stretching out. I can't remember the name of this mudra, but it's a different one. Lovely deep breaths, soft shoulders and face. Lifting from the crown of the head. And then bringing this mudra up to the crown. So you're resting on Sahasrara, your crown chakra, and really feeling the lifting. Your arms will be helping. So your elbows will be lifting. And from the armpits right to the elbows, right to the hands, there's a lifting, but there's a softening in the shoulders. So making sure the shoulders are staying just gentle and relaxed and away from the ears. And then lifting up the hands above the head. And stretching your arms up, feeling the elongation into the side of the body. Deep breaths, soft shoulders on the exhale, soft face. Inhaling, lengthening up. Exhale, bringing the hands back down onto the knees, softening shoulders. Take one more deep breath. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll breathe in together so we can chant our Om vibration 3 times together to start the class. Breathing in. We'll start by bringing the hands into Namaste for a moment at the heart. Gently open the eyes. Good morning. Then placing the hands down on the knees. And let's start by, we'll rock, just to help to rock out our spine from having been seated. We'll start with our seated cat, it sometimes gets called, where you're inhaling forward and exhaling back. So there's a lovely rocking from the pelvis is rocking, but you're feeling that it's guided by the solar plexus area. So inhale forward and opening up the chest, and exhale back, and you're bringing your shoulders back to kind of scoop, kind of like rock backwards, and yours got a slight hunchback as you do that, closing in the chest. With the breath, exhale backwards, inhale forwards, exhale backwards, inhale forwards, And then bring yourself back to seated, and really remembering this straightening that you're doing with your moving, with your mudras up here. Bring them up and bring your straightening. Okay, let's just have a little move out of the neck. So we're bringing our neck from side to side very gently. Exhaling over, inhale forward, exhale over. Inhale, exhale. And then bringing the head back to center and then over to the side. So your ear, your left ear is going over to your left shoulder and keeping the shoulders lovely and relaxed. Up, exhale over. Inhale up, exhale over. Really gently. If you're needing to go even gentler, like slower than this, please do. And then bring the head up. So just you don't have to go at the same pace I'm going. So looking down at your feet, I'm going to take our rotations over. Inhale, exhale over like a rainbow and down. So making sure we're not doing anything to the back of the neck. Just being careful with the back of your neck. Over and down. So it's 3 on either side, but if you need to go slower, it might only be 2. Just feel into how you are this morning. I've actually already done these this morning. So for me, I feel comfortable with going about this speed. And then go in the other direction. This is the thing, isn't it? We want to make sure that we keeping our body lovely and supple, but without walking out of our yoga class having done ourselves the mischief. I've done that a few times before. So I'm going the other direction. I hope I said that. I was probably talking about something else at the time. So so you're going the other direction. So that's 3 on either side. And gently over. That's nice. So that's the end of my third one. And then bring the head back up when you're ready. And we'll start just by gently bringing the shoulders up and letting them drop. Again, I'm being quite dynamic this morning. I'm feeling quite dynamic. So feeling like having a nice, strong lift and drop. But you may be feeling like a bit needing to go slower. So please do. And then lifting up this time, and let's go the right shoulder forward and the left back. It's very different actually than being rotating the shoulders both the same way. It gives you a slight twist in your upper back. It's quite yummy if you get into it. So one shoulder, the right shoulder is going forward and the left shoulder is going back. And if you find that you get confused, you can start up again by up here, because it really helps starting up high. Lifting up the shoulders again, and the right shoulder goes back and the left goes forward. So the other direction. Great. That's lovely. Oh, feels really good. And then lift up and then backwards, both of them going backwards. And both of them going forwards. And then rest down. That's great. And have a little shake out of the arms. Looking up. Remember to keep your nice strong belly muscles when you go up. So abdominal muscles lifting. Over to the side. And maybe just go round and round. So it's like Indian dancing where you kind of like really your arms like much faster than Indian dancing really. But you're kind of like the hands are like moving wings. Stretching out, opening up, bringing the hands together, closing the chest, opening up, closing the chest, opening up, closing, opening, closing. One last time, opening, then lifting up, bring the hands down through the centers of the heart, and bringing the hands down. So if you need to rock out, then please do have a little rock out of your your knees from side to side. And then bringing the knees back in. So we're just going to have a little tiny bit more on the shoulders. We're actually doing quite a bit of shoulder work today. So I'm going to bring the right hand over into the elbow, so into the inner arm, the nook of the inner arm. So we're kind of we're stretching your right shoulder, and we're really relaxing the right shoulder as well. So lovely, deep, relaxing breaths, encouraging the shoulder gently away from the ear. Keep our neck free. Always thinking our neck free. Lovely soft neck. And then the other way around. So opening up, and then the left one in the right elbow crease. Soft left shoulder. Deep full breaths. And remember, you can always change your seated position at any point. You don't have to stay in cross-legged. In fact, you can be in kneeling or anything all the time if you want, sitting on a bolster or anything like that. And then releasing down. In fact, I'm going to change mine to kneeling just for this last little shoulder one, because actually maybe we all could. So come on to kneeling, because actually we're going to move into mermaid soon. So if you just come on to kneeling just for this last one, and it is the preliminary for Konasana. So it's a lovely shoulder stretch, gets used by physios and things all the time as well. So bring your hand down between your shoulder blades and the top hand on your elbow. So I've got right, it's my right elbow, this one. And so my left hand is on my right elbow. And we're making, can be a tricky one, because for some people, it makes the neck, it kind of like means they kind of end up pushing the head forward. So really encourage an open back and a lifting of the spine. And hopefully, so I've got quite a lot of room here to kind of like, so I'm not pushing my neck forward. So hopefully that's the same case with you. So if for some reason it's really not working, you can actually move your arm down, this left arm down, and then push on the upper arm here on your tricep area, and just so you're still getting the stretch. It's just a bit different. I find that I prefer this one, this way here. And then releasing down and over the other side. So the left hand is between your shoulder blades and the right hand is on the elbow, or down here. lifting. Whenever you do these lifting ones, so whenever anything's kind of like feels like it's stretching up, you're really engaging your tummy muscles as well, because you're holding yourself nice and strong. If you could even take your hand down here and feel it, it's strong. You're feeling actually it's holding you up. You can always lift your pelvic floor as well. That's quite nice. It's a bit of a stronger base to the posture. And then releasing down. Lovely. So now I'm going to come into, it's actually it's the beginning of an ancient posture. It's a variation. It's not really the ancient posture, but where you come onto your side like this, which can feel like, for me, can feel like I just want to slump over. I've noticed with pregnant women, it seems to work really well. But it's okay, because we're not going to be like just sitting here. We're going to be moving. So you've got a bent left leg and right leg, and the right leg is under. So you've got your foot will maybe be coming out like mine behind. Your right foot will be coming behind your left foot, and it's got a name of a sage. I can't quite remember the name of this if in the Sanskrit name for one of these seated and like twists and things like that. But we're doing it in a way that gets called mermaid. I think it's one of those Californian names, you know what I mean, that get made up, but it has been made up recently. So if it feels really uncomfortable to sit in this position and you don't think you can even do a flow over like this, grab a blanket or cushion or something and pop it under here. In fact, I might do that because that's my sore hip. So, okay, we're going to breathe up, tall and soft shoulders on the exhale. Breathing in, and then we're going to exhale over. And then over to the other side. So this is where the mermaid kind of comes in. It's like sitting on the side, a bit like side saddle. And you're flowing gracefully over from side to side. It's lovely. And just keep the flow over. That's lovely. And then bringing your hands over to this side. So the side away from your feet. And just have a little bow. And up, and then looking up. Bowing down. And then looking up. You can tuck in your tummy muscles here as you look up, and as you bow down, just give yourself a little bit of room to move down, and then bring yourself back up, coming forward, bowing down. Hopefully you're feeling a stretch in your glute muscles as well, in your right hand side. So it's kind of like a lovely strong stretch if you're in the right position. And then bring the hands over to the side. We're coming into a little twist. So we're looking over, we're twisting to the side of our feet. This is one of the when it's done as an ancient twist, it's actually one of the twisting postures. Rather old postures. Bring your hands back to center, and then over to the other side. Have a little twist. Deep breaths, remembering the lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale over. And then bring yourself back to center. Lovely. And then coming on to kneeling. And if you need your blanket, I found as much, actually, I really liked it, the blanket. And then coming over to the side. So your mermaid on the other side. This is a great thing. See, what I don't understand about side saddle, when in the olden days of yore, women must have had really, really twisted pelvises, because at least with things like this, you're doing both sides. But imagine that when they were on riding horses. Okay, anyway. So just be here for a moment, centering here with your feet over to the right side. Taking a breath in, and we'll bring the left hand over. Exhale. Oh, sorry, the right hand down, and then exhale the left hand over. Inhale up and exhale over. Inhale up, exhale over. Lovely deep breath. So really being guided by your breath. Inhale up, exhale over. Exhale. Inhale up, and then we'll bring ourselves forward. This is really different for me on this side. And then, oh, we didn't do this side, so we're going to move ourselves over to this side, bowing over, over to the left side. Bring yourself up, and let's do forward again, because it's just nice and being a bit symmetrical, going a bit in order. Lovely little bow down. Inhale up, and then over to this side. Very different for me. I don't know about you. Feels very different coming over to this side. And then coming back to the seated, and we're going to come over to the twist. So first we're going to twist over to the right side. In through the crown and exhale over. And then lifting through the crown, exhale over to the other side. You can have your hand on the knee, that's quite nice. Lovely deep breaths. Every time you're inhaling, you're lifting through the top of the head. Every time you exhale, twisting a little bit more. On the next exhale, bringing yourself forward. Lovely. Great. So hopefully that was all right for you and your hips. And we'll just rock out hips from side to side. Just have a little rock out. I'm doing it in kneeling. You might want to be doing it in with your legs up like this to see how it is. So yeah, you can just have a little rock out either way. And what we're going to do, I don't think I've done this with you before, because it's actually quite a strong one, but you can you can just do a variation. So only do this if it's comfortable for you, off your knees. Because quite often this can be a bit strong on the knees, so just see how it is, please. And if it's not good on your knees, you can just come into Vajrasana like this, the kneeling, and just see how that is, because we're going to be going back just a little bit. We might not go back very much at all, in fact. So it might not be comfortable. When some people, this is great, they love it. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my feet, if you can't see properly, I'm putting my feet on the outside of my thighs. So it's not, I don't find it that easy, to be honest. And this one gets called Vajrasana, or it's also known as hero pose. So there's lots of different variations of English names for these poses. So you can either just stay here like this and just have a little, it's basically a quad stretch actually, a neat kind of your knees and your quads, and different, slightly different areas, the different areas of stretching, but it's mainly your quads really. And you could just sit here and just breathe for a bit, really lifting up pelvic floor, really giving yourself a nice bit of engagement of your core muscles, so it's kind of quite strong. And then if you wish to, you can gently come back, or if it's comfortable, but this might not be good for your lower back, so please be super careful. And you can be using like blocks or anything like that you've got. You could be putting these under your bum. So 1 or 2 blocks under your bum. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I'm not going to use them, but you can also just have a blanket handy for the under the lower back if it feels like it, rolled up blanket, anything like that. So you might want to come down here, and you're trying to keep your thighs as close together as possible. It might be that they don't get very close at all. But lovely deep breaths. And if you're someone who loves this posture, don't think that's me, but if you're someone who does, you can just gently come back, and I've kept this blanket under the arch of my back, and you come back for a little bit. It's pretty strong, so I'm finding it quite strong, definitely on my quads, and also I don't want to hurt my lower back, so I'm finding it quite strong on my lower back. So I'm holding in my tummy muscles, really strong abdominal muscles, just really kind of like protecting my back, holding them in. I've got my hands in my feet, so my thumb is on the arch of my feet, my fingers on the outside and my feet near my ankles, and I'm taking deep breaths, and my shoulders are not actually touching the mat, and that's because I'm just not flexible enough for that. That's just not happening. So, but I'm only going to stay here for a little bit. Deep breaths. Remember, I'm hoping that you're just up here or you're up here. That's where you need to be. So yeah, deep breaths wherever you are. And that's probably quite enough, quite frankly. It's a great stretch to do if it feels all right for you. But it's not compulsory. Nothing is. So come on to your hands and knees. And we'll give ourselves, if you've just done that one, we'll give ourselves a little stretch out of the leg. If you opted out, well done you. We'll stretch out one leg and then the other leg. Rocking out. That's great. And for our lower back, let's do ourselves, if you went back like me, because you're feeling adventurous, we'll just do a little rock from side to side of the hips. Side to side and around and around. And just have a little play around in cat. Oh, it feels nice. And then lifting up. Inhaling up. Looking up while your belly is going down towards the mat. Exhale, lifting your back towards the ceiling. Inhale. So we're going through cat motions. Lovely. Great, guys. Good. Sorry about this webcam. I feel like you've got a messy background. And then bringing the cat back to stillness, and we'll come through into sweeping kind of flowing cat. Inhale up. Exhale, coming back. So we're bringing our bottom back towards the heels. You can be as dynamic as you want. So really, if you want to bring in some flow, please do, and breathing lovely deep breaths. And don't forget, you can have a blanket underneath your knees at this point if you want to, if it feels like it's a lot on your knees. So you can go really slow if you're feeling a bit just like you're needing to go slower for whatever reason. Then you just go really slow, but it's also quite nice to be dynamic and strong with the breath too. And then we'll come back into child. Stretch out in child. So really stretching out your spine. And then reaching over to the left, stretching out the side of the body. Strong, deep breaths while you're reaching out your right hand and letting your left hand relax a little bit. And then over to the other side. Reaching out your left hand and let your right hand relax a little bit. Deep, deep, lovely breaths. Back to center. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Lovely strong fingers. Lift up. Knees back to hip width. Turning the feet over, and then we're hovering. So having a little hover here. So this is strong on your abdominal muscles. So really holding in your pelvic floor and your core muscles, your abdominal muscles. Just hover here for as long as feels comfortable. Won't be too long, don't worry. Your shoulders away from your ears. So lovely, relaxed shoulders, relaxed neck. You can even test your neck for being relaxed by giving it a little move from side to side. And then bringing the chest back while you're still hovering. Bring the chest back so your knees will be coming off the mat a little bit more. And coming into half downward dog. Deep breaths, and then lifting up onto tiptoes. Really high. Super high on tiptoes. And then bringing the heels down into walking the dog. So you're going to walk out your dog one heel at a time. And remember, of course, you don't have to stay up and downward dog this long. So you really can just come down if you need to, like this. Come down. And then coming into a static downward dog just for a moment. Lifting up your tummy muscles. And then we'll walk slowly towards the hands, bending the knees. And then we're going to just hang here. You can even hold the elbows if you want to. And just hang in Uttanasana. Have a lovely hang down. And then sweep the hands from side to side, making sure you're not hurting your knees. So bend the knees whichever side you're going. So you'll bend the opposite knee to the way your hands are going. So you're trailing your hands from side to side. And ideally you're keeping your feet flat on the floor. Mine seem to want to rock over, but just try and keep your feet flat on the floor so you're only going as far as is comfortable. And then hang and then gently roll up. So remember, your head will come up last. So this is a real, very gentle, slow curling of the spine. So you're only coming as slowly as you possibly can. So we're encouraging, in this case, we're encouraging a very slow paced curling of the spine. So it's like you're stacking one vertebrae at a time on top of each other until you come up to standing. And you'll probably be staying where you are on the mat, and I'll move to face you. And so coming into Tadasana. So in Tadasana, we're lifting from the crown. It's not from the crown. We will be lifting from the crown, but we're lifting the soles of the feet. So they're lifting from the arches of the feet and lifting up the toes and placing one toe at a time onto the mat, encouraging wide toes. So for your toes to be as spread out as much as possible. And then feeling a slight tucking of the pelvis here. So there's a little tucking of the pelvis without bending the knees too much. We're just tucking the pelvis. Will be loose knees, but we're lifting from the pelvis here and opening up this chest a little bit. So we're kind of not encouraging the arching, too much arching in the back, but the opening of the chest helps with our slumping forward. So we're opening the chest slightly and then lifting from the crown of the head. And we'll bring in a movement where we bring ourselves forward, exhale forward. Inhale, opening up the arms, and then exhaling forward. So the movement is coming from the waist. Opening up, exhale forward. Inhale, exhale. Big deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and then bring yourself back to center into Tadasana. And then we're coming round. This is your hips. So we inhale forward, really bringing the hips forward like this. Exhale round. Inhale forward. Exhale. If you need to widen your feet, please do. Inhale forward, exhale. And then the other way. Inhale, exhale. So you're feeling a kind of like, it's pretty straight from the crown. I mean, I look a bit wobbly because of this funny webcam, but generally it's kind of like it's fairly, the head and the feet are kind of staying fairly in place. And then the main movement is around here. Inhale forward and then bringing yourself back to center. Lovely. Fantastic. Okay, so keeping the feet at hip width apart, we're just going to start by holding out the hands and then lifting. Exhale down. So remember your pelvic floor, abdominal muscles up. Exhale, that's right, good. Picking a drishti, which is an eye gaze point. One more time. There we are, fantastic. Okay, great. So I don't know if you guys have done, I'm sure some of you have, Tadasana before. So we did, this was a Tadasana stretch, so you're stretching over, but with this one we do, and we clasp our hands, we clasp our arms like this. So you're kind of like bringing them into like the, your right arm will go over the left. And then bring your thumbs together as much as possible. And we'll be holding your thumbs near your face. Or if that's too much, you can just do this. Or you can just clasp it any way you can. So just see how that is. And the legs will be, this time the left on top, you do the opposite. So the legs will be the left on top, and you can either just put your foot down like this, or you can, if you can wrap it all the way round, or you can just hold it here like this. So see whatever works for you. And then of course the other way as well. So we'll start with our arms because we won't be wobbling while we do our arms. So we'll start with our arms. So have our arms out and then bring the palms towards your face. So your upper arm is parallel with the mat. Bringing the arms in and then switch put your right hand over your left, or right arm over your left, and then you bring in into your clasp like this. So hopefully that's working for you. And then we're planting the right leg down. We're lifting up the left leg, and we're either putting the toe on the mat or holding the toe up, and kind of like as much as possible we're binding. And it might be that you've got your foot behind the calf, your left foot behind your right calf, and ideally you've got your upper arms parallel with the mat, so it's quite a strong shoulder stretch. You will want to lift up your toes slightly on your standing foot, so that you're not scrunching into the mat too much. So you've got lovely soft toes, and you're really lifting from the arch of your foot. Your drishti, your eye gaze, is at your third eye, so that means it's quite inward. So you're not really looking out. Obviously, you might be looking at me for a moment, but apart from that, you're really kind of quite inward. And you remember, don't forget your core muscles, so your tummy muscles will be helping you. Lovely deep breaths. Just stay for as long as you can. It might not be very long. And then we can open up the arms. Quite nice having that. So Garuda, and then opening up the left leg. So Garuda is the name of the big eagle. Big eagle with do you have a human's face? Oh, I can't remember. But he's like a massive eagle creature who is the vehicle of Vishnu. A really a mythical beast. He was always friends to humans and like really like quite connected to the humans. Okay, so we'll bring, and this is Garuda's posture. So we're being the eagle. So we'll bring our arms out again. So hopefully that went well for you, because that's quite a strong one. And then bringing the hands in towards your face, bring the arms in, and then bringing your left hand over, and so your thumbs are coming in towards your face, if that works for you. A strong shoulder stretch. We didn't go forward, so we're not making it too difficult, so you can balance forward on it. So now we're going to do the legs. So plant your left foot and the right leg is going over. So remember, you can do this where you just place your toe down, or you might bind as much as possible. Preferably you're lifting, if it's not too strong on your shoulders, you're lifting your upper arms to be in line with the mat. Lovely, strong tummy muscles. And then, oh, I am going forward. Didn't mean to do that because last time we didn't go forward, because you can actually bring yourself forward looking over the cliff. So remember, your drishti is at your third eye. Nice, strong, deep breaths. Lifting up from your arch of your foot. Strong left foot. You can lift up your toes and gently place them down, so keeping your toes relaxed. Strong abdominal muscles, lifting up pelvic floor as much as possible. And then releasing the arms and bringing it down. Lovely. That's strong. So let's have a little swing out, because that's strong. I mean, I love that one, but it's a very strong posture. And shake out. Get strong on the shoulders. Great. Okay, fantastic. Well done. If you did that, if you managed to do that, that's really good, because that is a really strong one. Okay, so let's we'll bring ourselves down to the mat, but let's do it in warrior style. So because we haven't done much standing today. So remember to lift up your pelvic floor, lovely and strong, feeling the power. We're going to come down as warriors. So we'll still have a little rock from side to side and bring, so we're lifting up one heel then the other, and have our hands in our mudra here. So rocking from side to side. Lifting up and down. Up and down. Breath either way is fine. I'm actually been doing inhaling down and exhaling up, but it's fine either way. Exhale down probably makes more sense. And then bringing your hands down. You can either bring yourself down, or you could do this the strong way like I'm doing it, and gently bring yourself down to a squat. So don't forget these if you need them. Something like that. Down to a squat. And bring yourself down onto the mat. That's lovely, guys. Oh, really nice. Oh, okay. Fantastic. So we've done quite a lot seated. So we're going to bring ourselves down onto our back. So let's do it with a bit of core exercise. Actually, what I think we'll do before we bring ourselves onto the mat, inspired by core exercise, is we're going to come into boat posture. So nice straight back, strong core muscles, and then bring your boat up. So I can't do straight legs. But you might be able to do straight legs. Oh, I can't. So you can hold your hands behind your knees if you like, or you can hold your hands out. Just depends how your lower back's feeling. That's feeling a bit funny today. I don't know if it's so good for me, but you can just like really hold in your tummy muscles, so really nice and strong. And then we'll come down into Baddha Konasana, so wide Baddha Konasana, so you've got a bit of room to stretch, come forward. See if that works for you, because we haven't actually done that hip opening stretch so much today. Again. Nice, deep, strong breaths. And of course, you can always opt out. You don't have to be doing these things if it's too much. And bringing yourself forward. You can have a little bow down just to see how far forward you can go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be super far. Bring yourself up one last time. Strong tummy muscles. Remember, quite open chest, careful of your neck, straight back. Really strong abdomen. Exhale, bow forward. Bring yourself up. And then flex and point the feet. Bring the knees up, rock from side to side. And then bring yourself down onto the mat. It's lush, thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, people. It's just really nice to get the body moving and flowing. Okay, so we're going to be here in Sebi Supine. So that's where you got your knees up at the ceiling. And we're going to gently rock the pelvis. So exhale the pelvis up. So just your coccyx and sacrum. And inhale back down. So we're not doing the full Pilates. Every movement is on the exhale. We're just doing exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up. It's just a little bit quicker. And it's if we're really targeting the core, like which of course we're engaging our core and we're lifting our pelvic floor, but if we're really, really going for core strengthening, it very specifically we'll be going slower and we'll be doing every movement on the exhale. But this one we're doing more of a rocking, a flowing. Exhale up, inhale down. And then moving up a little bit more. So you're coming to your rib cage, your lower ribs. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. You might notice you get a real sway back when you go back down because your pelvis rocks. That's what I do anyway. But just be a bit mindful of it. And also be mindful that your knees are staying hip width apart because your feet are hip width and your knees hip width. And let's exhale up to our shoulder blades now. So you're in your thoracic spine now, coming up. Exhale down. Inhale down, sorry. We're doing it on one breath, the whole thing. Exhale up. Inhale down. Because I teach it both ways, it gets confusing. Exhale up. Inhale down. And if you find you've got wobbly, help you stabilize. Inhale down. Okay, we're going to come up right up onto our shoulders now. So kind of onto the neck. So, shoulders. Exhale up. Inhale down. One vertebra at a time you're placing down. So really delicately placing the whole spine down. One part at a time, one section at a time. Exhale up, scooping your navel up. Scoop your navel in, your pelvis up. Right up onto your shoulders. Inhale down, really carefully placing just a little bit at a time, one section of your spine at a time, down onto the mat. And this time, let's come up and hold it. So exhale up, coming up into the bridge. And if you happen to have blocks, you can actually use blocks or things like that to hold yourself up in a restorative one if you want. These are a bit high, to be honest, but you can use different things and hold it. Like those bricks are really great. You want to do that. Otherwise, you can hold underneath. Keeping your knees, don't forget your knees are a hip width apart. So keeping them lovely and straight. Deep breaths. And then exhale down. This time we're exhaling down because we've had a nice lot of time up there. And then bringing the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. And taking hold of your knees and opening up your knees and bring them back together. So you're doing rotations of the hips and the knees. You're making sure that you're keeping them at the same time. So they're going away from each other and then together. And then the other way. And then placing your feet down on the mat, having your hands out wide, exhaling over to the side. Why not directing you properly? I mean, exhale over to the left side, but actually it doesn't matter which one. And your head is going over the other way. We're basically doing a twist, obviously. Sorry, my instructions suddenly went down the pan then. I was getting too into the exercises. This feels really nice. And then bringing it back up. And then over to the other side. So your right hand is on your left knee. If that's the way you're going, you might have gone the other way. Lovely deep breaths, looking out over your outstretched arm. And then bringing the knees back up and then back into the chest again and coming into happy baby. Rocking and rock happy baby out, see how that feels. And we haven't done a wide leg actually. So if you feel like doing a wide leg, you can take hold of your feet or inside your thighs, or if you've got a strap, you can put a strap around and stretch. Oh yeah, I can really feel we haven't done one. Stretch, open your legs. There's a whole area, isn't there, with these wide leg stretches that really doesn't get met by anything else, like any of the other postures. You really need to do these wide legs. It's like inside the thighs. These muscles that run up inside your thighs. So really play with whatever feels like you need. So it might be the wide leg stretch, which for me today, it feels like that's the one I really want to do. But it might be for you that your happy baby is more your thing today. But remembering your breathing. So keep the deep breathing going. And then we're going to come down into Shavasana. So you might want to come into Baddha Konasana first with your knees wide and your feet together. Or you could just come straight down into Shavasana. And don't forget blankets. If you've got a blanket, make yourself nice and warm. You could put a blanket under a pillow or cushion under your head. Put an eye mask on, whatever you've got, put a jumper on. And come into lovely, gentle, relaxed Shavasana. So your whole body will be really integrating these exercises we've been doing by fully relaxing. So this is what we're doing. The whole body is feeling held and heavy on the mat. Feeling a softness, a A deep relaxation coming right from the soles of the feet. Right through the legs. And your knees, so feeling relaxed in your knees. And there's a softness around your thighs and pelvis. A deep relaxation and releasing all the way around your belly. So all of that strong work of lifting up your pelvic floor and abdominal muscles are going to be released. It's just a full relaxation now. There's no need for engagement of that area at all. Soft, gentle relaxation all the way around your rib cage and your heart area. Your shoulders, feeling them heavy against your mat. Soft shoulders. And your neck, really soft release neck. All the way down your arms, your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms. Right in the palms of the hands. Feeling this glowing ball of relaxation resting in the palms of your hands. Feeling a softness, ease all over from your brow right down across your face. Welcoming, relaxing of your brow and muscles around the eyes, your cheeks, to your jaw, all around your mouth, softness around your mouth. Feeling the heaviness of the back of the head. Your whole body feels held and relaxed. Held and relaxed on the mat. Your whole body is relaxed. start to deepen your breath. And begin to bring a little bit of movement into your body. Maybe your fingers and your toes. Maybe you could rock your head from side to side. Good. Bring your knees into your chest. Have a little rock around of your back. And finding your way onto your side. Have a little rest on your side for a little bit. When you're feeling ready, you can gently make your way up to seated. Come into a comfortable seated position. Maybe with your eyes closed. And taking a few deep breaths here in seated. We can close together by chanting the Om mantra 3 times and finishing with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Breathing in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring the hands into Namaste, the heart center, and stretching up into Prana Mudra above the head. Taking 3 deep, life-affirming breaths. And bring the hands above the head in Namaste. Down through the centers, Sahasrara, the crown, Ajna at the third eye, Vishuddhi at the throat, and Anahata at the heart center. Namaste. And thank you for joining me. It's been lovely. And one day it will all run smoothly with good internet. Thanks for coming again. I might start, I possibly could start using my mum's house or something, who actually's got fibre optic broadband. That is a possibility. Might be wise. Okay. Well, yeah, lots of love, and yeah, feedback is always good. So it's going to have to be WhatsApp. But yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully you saw me for the whole time. I've got no idea what happened with the internet. Okay. Love you guys. And I don't know who is here, but I think it's lovely people. Bye, darlings.